So Keiko and I were best friends, and her parents were best friends, and we were next door neighbors, so it was really convenient. It was like having an extended family across two houses. If Keiko didn't like what she had for dinner, she'd come over and have dinner with us. And if I wanted to have a sleepover, I just went over there. I didn't even have to ask. Another reason it was fun was I thought Keiko had the cooler dad. He just knew how to talk to kids at their level. He was a very interesting guy. And he was an atheist, which titillated my Catholic sensibilities. But I really worried about Keiko's immortal soul. So one day when nobody was looking, I baptized her. There was a cubby under the stairs at the back of her house that conveniently had a water spigot. So we were playing there one day. I turned the water spigot on. I pushed her head underneath. I blessed her in the name of Jesus, and hallelujah, instant Christian. Keiko went screaming and sputtering out from that cubby, and her father, who was having his usual Saturday morning coffee chat with my mother, came out to rescue her. And of course I got in trouble, but I was on the side of righteousness. One night our parents were giving a party together, and I had no sooner fallen asleep when my brother came in screaming, "He's bleeding, he's bleeding." I didn't know what he was talking about, but we raced down the hallway to the top of the stairs and saw my father below with a yellow wash rag clasped to his head, bleeding profusely. Keiko's dad was there and my mother was there, but the conversation wasn't friendly, and I soon realized that Keiko's dad wasn't there to help. He had attacked my father. He had jumped out from behind a tree and knocked him to the ground where my father cut his head. It was over an argument that 10-year-olds aren't supposed to understand. But suddenly it was there. It was just a flicker, but it was absolute. My mother's look of compassion and empathy and solidarity that she cast toward Keiko's dad. I realized in that instant that my extended family had undergone a seismic shift. Those Saturday morning coffee chats weren't quite so casual. In that instant, that really cool dad became the interloper and the enemy. The next morning, as the steam was still rising from the previous night's battle, I happened across that yellow wash rag. I stashed it in the baptismal cubby. I waited for Keiko to come out, and when we went in there, I staged an ambush of my own. "Look what your father did to me." I brandished that rag in front of her face, and I railed on her with all the savagery a 10-year-old could. I wanted my pound of flesh from the man who had betrayed my affections, and Keiko was the closest thing I could do to getting it. Again, Keiko ran sputtering and screaming out from under the cubby, but this time there was no one there to rescue her. Our parents had gone to their respective corners. Keiko's and my friendship did not survive. It got more peculiar where within 2 years, Keiko became my stepsister and lived with us. Not only did we have to contend with adolescence, but we had this strange family relationship that on one hand was really familiar, and on the other hand was twisted and perverse. So we took it out on each other by fighting all the time, sometimes over big things, sometimes over small things, but mostly over nothing. I guess we got tired of hating each other, or maybe adulthood crept in, but we discovered that dealing with the challenges of marriages or jobs or other relationships was sometimes easier talking it over with someone who understood your background. And so slowly, Keiko and I started to talk with each other again. We actually started to like each other, and we became friends. We'd come full circle when our fathers died, first mine, and then shortly thereafter hers. We realized at that point that mere friends couldn't understand the enormity of the era that passed when our fathers died. We had come to the point where that friendship that had died so long ago with that yellow wash rag and struggled to reemerge had actually transcended us into full-blooded sisterhood. As we threw that last handful of dirt into the grave, we forgave our past and each other and ourselves. The following Christmas, Keiko called me to thank me for the Christmas present. It wasn't the smelly soap or the Freudian slippers that I gave her. It was that other package tied deliberately with a white ribbon. It contained a clean yellow wash rag without a speck of blood. Thank you.